From Florida, skunk apes terrifying locals, to fishermen being stalked by Sasquatches, and unknown creatures washing ashore, here are the most disturbing clips going viral right now. In July of 2000, a woman in Florida woke up to a loud bang coming from outside her house, and just as she went to check what was happening, she saw something right outside her house, which had not just her but the whole world in shock. This is the picture she took. It was a huge beast, covered from head to toe in hair, and of course, it led the family to believe it could be an escaped orangutan from the local zoo. The woman, not knowing what to do, mailed the pictures she had taken along with a letter to the local sheriff. The letter said, "Enclosed, please find some pictures I took in late September or early Oct of 2000. My husband says he thinks it is an orangutan. Is someone missing an orangutan? It is hard to judge from the photos how big this orangutan really is. It is in a crouching position in the middle of standing up from where it was sitting. However, things changed when the pictures she had shared with the police somehow got leaked online, and then it gave birth to a new legend, the Florida skunk ape. And since then, the sightings go way beyond that one photo. The same year, another video surfaced on the internet claiming to capture a similar creature. This is what the video was. It was just a simple run through grass, but it clearly was not a human. Another skunk ape type creature creeping around, completely covered in hair. And then the date on the videotape was a whole new story. It was the same day the woman had captured those photos. So, was this the same creature? And while people were wondering about these questions, another video of a skunk ape started floating on YouTube in 2013. However, this one was a bit controversial, since many believe Josh to be a hoaxer. Still, it's worth mentioning that it has never been confirmed if it really was a hoax. And all these sightings then gave birth to a skunk ape research headquarters in Okeechobee, Florida, run by a man named Dave Shealy, who claims to have seen the creature multiple times since he was a child. Whether it's an undiscovered species, a government cover-up, or something much stranger, the skunk ape legend refuses to die. Because even today, new photos, new sightings, and new stories keep surfacing. It was a normal day for a fisherman out by the water until something unusual appeared just beyond the tree line. This was captured in May of 2019 in the United States. For context, the fisherman was alone on the Blue Line fishing trip with a camera set up to record himself. But later, as he was reviewing the footage, he realized that he wasn't the only one out there. Take a look. Just behind the trees, a large, dark figure quickly peeks out and just as fast vanishes back into the woods. It's easy to miss, but once you notice it, you can't unsee it. According to the original post by the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization, the clip was slowed down and zoomed in to show what appears to be a humanoid shape. Broad shoulders, upright stance, and way too tall to be a regular person hiding in the woods. Now, skeptics will say it's a shadow or maybe just pareidolia, your brain seeing patterns that aren't there. But there's something unsettling about how smooth the movement is. It doesn't stumble, it doesn't make a sound, it just peaks, like it knows it's being watched. And then there are many, of course, who believe it. That's a Bigfoot by the fishermen. Humans don't move that fast. And here's the thing, this isn't some shaky cam deep in the forest. It's broad daylight, a wide open spot, which makes it even creepier that something was able to get that close without making a single sound. Was it Bigfoot, a hunter in camo, maybe just a black bear, or something else entirely? On June 25, 2024, 4 pictures were uploaded on X showing an animal captured by a trail camera, and this animal was nothing like anyone had ever seen before. The animal captured looked like a slim, hairless dog, but the face made sure it wasn't a dog at all. But then, what was it? People were skeptical, especially about the snout. Seems like a fox or dog, but that snout looks weird. For others, it was straight up a chupacabra. For those who don't know, a chupacabra is a legendary cryptid in the folklore of parts of the Americas. It's described as a creature, often with a vampiric nature, that attacks and drains the blood of livestock, especially goats, leading to the name goat sucker. But if we consider other sightings, it does resemble a very strong match, like the one sighted in broad daylight on Slaughter Beach. Both are slick, resemble a fox, have the same snout, but are all these creatures being sighted real chupacabras? Or is there more to these unknown animals? Because many also pointed out the fact that these creatures could just be foxes with mange. Mange is a skin disease caused by mites. It leads to hair loss, rough skin, and, in many cases, animals looking completely unrecognizable, especially in trail cam footage, where there's no context for scale or detail. But here's the thing, it's not always that simple, because when you look closely at this specific creature, its proportions are weird. The limbs seem longer than a regular fox. The face structure doesn't exactly match what we've seen in mange cases, and its movement, if you saw the original video, is odd, like it doesn't fully belong. On June 12, 2010, a video was uploaded to YouTube where some weird sounds could be heard. It was a mix of everything. It sounded like a bird, then a wolf, then something else entirely. And that's exactly what had everyone confused and honestly a little freaked out. But it wasn't just online where people heard these sounds. Back in 1970, over in Alberta, Canada, residents from the Sunchild First Nation Reserve also reported hearing bizarre noises coming from the woods near the Baptiste River. And when people went to investigate, this is how it went.
Nordic was doing some sightings, and so of course when I seen the prints myself, I just was immediately, well, for sure this guy's around. In my mind, when I put my footprint on that print that guy left, well, it's not an ordinary huge guy on the reserve running around barefoot.
Paul Bigchild Sr., a resident from the area, said he heard the sounds about 3 different times that spring, always late at night. In his own words, it sounded like this.
But then again, somebody said that sounds like a wolf. But the first noise we heard, the sound of it, it sounds like a bird. About 3 in the morning, it's still dark.
And the strange part is, the audio and the local reports came out in the same week. Now, obviously, there's no way to say for certain that the two are connected, but the timing is a little eerie. To make things even weirder, scroll down the comments of that YouTube video and you'll find this. It is a Sasquatch. We hear that all the time here in the Oregon mountains every spring. And according to experts, the wilderness area at Sunchild is a likely location for Sasquatch to travel with minimal human activity and the long history of mysterious occurrences along the eastern slope of the Rocky Mountains. So for that area, most of the sounds have been ruled out as Bigfoot for now. Captioned, this unknown organism was photographed off the coast of South Africa by biologist Gwyneth Penry back in 2007. Does anyone know what it is? This post surfaced on X on March 18th, 2024, and as soon as people saw it, they knew what it was. A blanket octopus. And the next video I'm about to show you, you've probably seen it before on my channel, but only now do we have a proper ID for it. In 2023, a video was uploaded on Reddit showing the same creature, but this time in even better detail. These creatures are known for their dramatic, flowing webbing that stretches between some of their arms, looking exactly like a colorful silk blanket drifting through the ocean. But here's the thing, they're extremely rare. Blanket octopuses live in open oceans, mostly in warm, tropical waters, and spotting one is basically like finding a needle in a haystack. According to marine experts, sightings are so rare that biologists have only seen them in person a handful of times. So yeah, while this unknown organism might have looked like a cryptid at first, it's not. It's one of the ocean's most alien-looking residents, and now that we've seen it in action, it's easy to understand why people were so confused. On May 23, 1964, Jim Templeton, a firefighter and amateur photographer, took 3 photographs of his 5-year-old daughter, Elizabeth, during a family outing to Burgh Marsh, overlooking the Solway Firth in Cumbria, England. When the photos were developed, one image revealed a peculiar figure in the background, what appeared to be a person in a white spacesuit standing behind Elizabeth. Templeton insisted that no one else was present at the time. Kodak, the company that developed the film, confirmed the photograph had not been tampered with. The photograph quickly gained media attention and became a topic of intrigue among UFO enthusiasts and skeptics alike. Adding to the mystery, Templeton reported that shortly after the photograph's publication, he was visited by 2 men who claimed to be government agents. They took him back to the marsh, questioned him about the event, and then left abruptly without identifying themselves. Interestingly, around the same time, a missile test at the Woomera Test Range in South Australia was aborted when technicians observed 2 unidentified figures on the launch pad. Later, upon seeing Templeton's photograph in an Australian newspaper, they noted a resemblance between the figures they saw and the spaceman in the photo. Cumbria is no stranger to UFO and extraterrestrial sightings, and it has been claimed that the county is a hotspot for such events. For example, the Calvin UFO photograph, taken in 1990, depicts a diamond-shaped object hovering in the sky. Even today, no one really knows who or what was in the background of that photo. But one thing's for sure, it's one of those weird mysteries that keeps people wondering even decades later. In December 2008, a photograph taken by tourist Victoria Jovan at the Decay Hotel in Bale, Herculane, Romania, captured international attention. The image appears to show a translucent figure of a woman in a long white gown, standing at the top of a staircase. Jovan described the figure as resembling a priestess in long white clothes. The hotel, over 150 years old and named after the Dacian king Decebalus, was undergoing renovations at the time. It's not unusual when you think about it. Ghosts were people once, and many people don't like change. It's said there's treasure buried beneath the Decebal Hotel, and whether it's because of a traumatic incident or a deep need to guard that treasure, this ghost keeps coming back to haunt the Decebal again and again. However, if we look at this carefully, it kind of resembles the famous Brown Lady of Raynham Hall image taken in 1936 in Norfolk, England. In that case, photographers from Country Life magazine captured what appeared to be a spectral figure descending a staircase. The image has long been regarded as one of the most compelling pieces of ghost photography ever taken. Both photos look surprisingly similar, ghostly women in long dresses on staircases, and ever since they came out, people have been debating whether ghosts are real or not. Some say these pictures are just camera glitches, or even fakes, but they still spark conversations and make people wonder about the unknown. Back in 1964, a couple vacationing on Hook Island in Queensland, Australia, captured a photo that still creeps people out to this day. It was spotted in Stonehaven Bay, Hook Island. Robert Lisarek, who had a run-in with the creature, said he saw it with his family and ship hand in December 1964, and they got a picture of it. It was a massive creature in the water, a dark, snake-like being resting on the ocean floor. That's when they named it the Hook Island Sea Monster. According to eyewitnesses, the creature looked over 80 feet long, with eyes on top of its head and a gaping mouth. But before they could get closer, it suddenly moved and they got out of there. Some thought it was a massive eel or some unknown sea creature, but others pointed out something odd. The photo looked almost too good. Skeptics suggested it could have been a hoax, maybe even a plastic sheet or a carefully staged setup. But then, in 2017, a giant unidentified carcass washed ashore in Indonesia. It was so decomposed, no one could figure out what it was at first, and it bore a striking resemblance to what the Hook Island monster might have looked like. Eventually, experts said it was likely a dead whale, but many weren't convinced. The size, the shape, and the decay made it look like something straight out of a horror movie. To this day, people are still debating whether the Hook Island sea monster was real or just a clever fake. Maybe it was a giant eel, a decaying whale, or maybe something we haven't discovered yet. Whatever it was, that photo left a mark. Because whether you believe in sea monsters or not, the ocean is a big, mysterious place. In 2018, a YouTube channel was born. It's named Vera Corotiva, and in less than a year, it had uploaded over 1.4 thousand videos to the platform. Within them, we're able to observe the inside of an apartment occupied by what seems to be a family. And to be honest, not a whole lot seems to happen. They spend a ton of time watching TV and lounging around. At first glance, it seems like this channel might be nothing more than an archival page run by the tenants themselves. Now, that would make sense. However, there's one small problem. This isn't Vera's only camera. This channel, Vera Corotiva, is likely not run by the tenants, but by their landlord, and they've got eyes everywhere. Taking a closer look at the details of Vera's videos leads to some eccentric discoveries. But out of everything, the video that really made me realize something was off came from an upload on October 26, 2019. It's simply titled Water Supply Repair, and at first glance, it seems ordinary. Upon translating the description though, we find this. I've tried to read through it multiple times to find any sort of logical flow in the wording, but it doesn't make much sense at all. From what I could gather, Vera seems to be furious at a judge. For over 4 years, this bizarre channel has just sat here, completely untouched and unnoticed by the broader internet. And with a backlog spanning thousands of videos, it's all public, documenting complete strangers living out their daily lives, without even the slightest hint that the very person who owns the building they live in is broadcasting them to the world.
Reddit is a treasure trove of information, offering solutions to hyper-specific problems and heartwarming stories. But it can also be a breeding ground for unsettling posts that leave you chilled to the bone, just like this homeowner's video. Creepy, right? The video hails from a California neighborhood where a homeowner captured something unsettling. It's nighttime, and a heavy, almost monstrous breathing fills the air in the neighborhood. It sounds like something massive, inhaling and exhaling with a chilling rasp. This bone-chilling sound continues for the entire 1 minute and 45 seconds of the video. Not knowing the source is what makes it truly eerie. Now, there might be a logical explanation, but for the life of me, I can't imagine what or who could be making that horrifying noise. The sky, our natural ceiling, is typically a source of beauty and serenity, dotted with fluffy clouds or painted with vibrant sunsets. But this video from Indonesia captures a truly eerie skyscape. Believe it or not, this isn't a scene from a science fiction film, but reality captured by a local villager in Indonesia. The video shows the sky ablaze in an unsettling red, as if a giant red fluorescent bulb illuminates it. The cameraman pans across the scene, revealing a blood-red sky stretching from horizon to horizon. This otherworldly glow bathes the buildings and ground in an ominous red light. The apocalyptic scene is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. But what caused this nightmarish transformation? The culprit is a haze crisis that choked the entire region back in 2019. Oil palm farmers, opting for expediency over sustainability, resorted to slash and burn techniques to clear the jungle. This environmental disaster ignited massive fires that ravaged the natural habitat. While the video undeniably evokes a sense of impending doom, it serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of human actions on the environment. We may think we've explored most of our land, but the vast oceans remain a mystery. Unfathomable creatures lurk in its depths, just like the one captured in this video.
Seems to be some sort of alien creature growing in our off our dock. It's growing on the wood. It's like a gelatin growing over the tree branch.
This bizarre specimen was filmed by a group of fishermen in Hayden Lake, Idaho. The video captures something unlike anything they, or perhaps anyone, has ever seen before. The creature's texture appears gelatinous, and its form is undeniably strange. As the fishermen zoom in, we see a body composed of a jelly-like substance. Its proportions are unsettling, with oddly shaped arms, a tail, and a feature that can barely be described as a face. There's no doubt this is an aquatic creature, but the mystery deepens. Is it a product of genetic mutation, a denizen of the deep unknown, or something even more outlandish, an alien visitor from another world? The video leaves us with more questions than answers, but one thing's for sure: the strangeness of the ocean depths is truly captivating. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Imagine being deep in the Russian wilderness when night falls and you realize you're lost. That's the nightmare scenario a hiker found himself in, and what happened next will send shivers down your spine. Take a good look. This video, captured by the hiker himself, shows a dense forest at night. But that's not all. Peer through the bushes. Do you see that? A pair of glowing eyes stare directly at the camera, reflecting the flash in an unnerving gaze. The feeling of being watched in the vast darkness is enough to shake you up. But the horror doesn't stop there. As the camera pans to the side, another pair of eyes emerges from the shadows. The video cuts short, leaving us with a lingering sense of dread. What were those eyes? Their height suggests a large animal, maybe a wildcat. Yet the shape is strangely humanoid. This encounter has sparked a firestorm of theories. Could it be a trick of the light, a nocturnal predator, or something entirely unknown? What do you think lurks in the darkness of this Russian forest? Nessie on vacation. The Loch Ness Monster, a legendary creature from Scottish folklore, might not be confined to its namesake lake after all. This recent video from Albania has sparked debate online. The footage appears to capture a massive creature with a long neck emerging from a lake. The resemblance to classic Loch Ness Monster photos is uncanny. After briefly breaking the surface, the mysterious creature dips back under, leaving viewers to speculate. Some believe it's a giant catfish. But have you ever seen a catfish with such an elongated neck? To me, it looks uncannily like Nessie. But what could a legendary Scottish monster be doing in an Albanian lake? Did Nessie decide to take a prehistoric vacation? Or is there something even more mysterious lurking in the depths? One thing's for sure, this video reignites the legend of the Loch Ness Monster and opens the door to exciting possibilities. Nature's got its traps, from tiny carnivorous plants that snap shut on insects to, well, giant plants that can snag something much bigger, sheep.
People think I'm joking when I call brambles carnivorous plants. But before you sneer, just look at the evidence. Hey, darling. You're a bit stuck, aren't you? If no one rescued this lamb, it would be dead in a couple of days.
A farmer stumbled upon a horrifying sight during his daily rounds. One of his sheep was caught in a bizarre struggle. The sheep was firmly entangled, thrashing against a prickly bush. The farmer wasted no time, pulling out a knife to free the distressed animal from the bramble's grasp. Now the farmer suspected something strange. Were these brambles turning carnivorous? Convinced of a plant conspiracy, the farmer decided to demonstrate. He approached another sheep grazing nearby. As the unsuspecting sheep reached for some berries, it became ensnared by the bramble's thorns. The farmer quickly intervened, freeing the sheep once again. This incident certainly raises an eyebrow. While brambles aren't actively hunting prey, their sharp thorns can be a serious threat. Imagine taking a stroll through the woods and some plant shackling you for life there. As technology races forward, the line between alien activity and secret government projects blurs. This video from the US is a prime example.
I don't know, man, that's cool. There's like 3 of them, look, 4 of them.
The footage, captured by an apartment resident, shows a bizarre object streaking across the sky. This cone-shaped entity leaves a thick, smoky trail in its wake, and a strange, whitish field appears to surround it. As the cameraman zooms in, a second, similar object can be seen, flying in the opposite direction. But the strangeness doesn't end there. Moments later, a third object streaks across the sky, this time with an eerie orange glow, before vanishing without a trace. Unsurprisingly, speculation is running wild. Enthusiasts are calling it extraterrestrial activity, while others suspect a secret government missile test or a new satellite launch. Whatever it was, it certainly leaves a shroud of mystery. The existence of ghosts and spirits is a hotly debated topic. While there's no scientific consensus, the internet is full of supposed evidence, and this video might be some of the strongest out there. Did you see that? This strange and bizarre sight was captured by a security camera in India. In the video, we see a white car parked near a forest road. After a few seconds, the car owner enters the frame and opens the driver's side door. He appears to be searching for something inside the car when something inexplicable happens. He abruptly runs away from the vehicle. Slowing down the video reveals a chilling detail. As the car owner rummages through his car, a transparent, smoky figure seems to form behind him and pushes him into the car. The force of the push causes the man to get shoved into the car and then look around, but there's nothing there. This unexplained encounter clearly terrifies him, prompting him to flee the scene. This is a truly scary capture on a security camera. It certainly challenges the notion that spirits don't bother us. This video might make me check my surroundings twice before doing something in my car. That's for sure. The vastness of the ocean is mind-boggling. With only 5% explored, the remaining 95% holds countless mysteries. What creatures lurk in those deep, dark waters? This video might offer a glimpse.
What is that? See it? Is that a head?
This footage comes from Lao Foil, captured by a local couple on a fishing trip. Their attention is fixated on something moving through the water. The creature's swimming pattern creates a significant disturbance, hinting at something truly colossal. As it glides beneath the surface, a glimpse of its back emerges. A dark rocky form with a bulky silhouette. While some might jump to the conclusion of a whale, its shape is far from the sleek symmetry we expect. This creature resembles a colossal, rough-hewn rock more than anything. The couple was shocked, and it's perfectly understandable. They've witnessed something truly extraordinary. Whispers of the Lao Foil monster are swirling, but without further evidence, it's impossible to say for sure. So, what do you think? Could this be a genuine glimpse of a legendary creature, or something entirely different? If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Nature loves to throw curveballs. Just when we think we've got things figured out, it throws something our way that makes us scratch our heads in confusion, wondering if it's even from this planet. Seriously? What is that thing? This video comes from a research institute in Kiel, Germany, where they're baffled by a truly bizarre wiggling creature. Local fishermen reeled it in from the Baltic Sea and brought it to the institute for study. Everything about this creature is strange, from its appearance to its behavior. It's got a long, coiled body like a worm, but between those coils, it has these thin, jellyfish-like flaps of skin. And this thing is massive. Judging from the video, it's definitely no shrimp. The Geomar Institute is completely stumped. They have no idea what it is or where it came from, and they're just as confused as the rest of us. Of course, the internet is already buzzing with speculation, with some viewers even suggesting it could be an alien worm. Seriously, it has no face or any other recognizable features. Just a long, coiled body that keeps wriggling around. It's undeniably strange. And let's hope this thing stays put in the ocean. The last thing I need is one of those wriggling around in my backyard. We've all heard the stories. Ghosts as wispy figures, shadowy apparitions, maybe even glowing orbs. But have you ever seen a ghost take the form of a fireball?
Olha aí, ó. Tem gente que não acredita não numa porra dessa, olha. E tá se mexendo, olha.
This next clip comes from a group of friends in Mexico who encountered something seriously unsettling in their backyard. The video starts with the friends yelling, clearly freaked out. Then, the source of their fear zooms into frame. A fireball hovering in mid-air. The cameraman and his buddy lose it, yelling, or maybe even chanting to scare it away. But the fireball just chills there, menacingly, before slowly drifting towards them. Now, it wasn't a giant fireball, more like a baseball-sized menace. But the way it moved, that's what sent shivers down my spine. It bobbed and weaved like someone invisible was tossing it around. Logically, maybe it was a flaming electrical wire swinging in the wind. But the way it moved just felt off. So what do you think? Ghostly fireball or flaming wire gone rogue? Let me know in the comments. We all know ghosts love a good scare tactic. Flickering lights, disembodied moans, the occasional furniture rearrangement. But a music lover? Now that's a new one for me.
Alexa. Alexa. Please open that. Please open that. Alexa, stop.
This next video comes from a Reddit user who's apparently living in a haunted house with a taste for tunes. In the video's caption, she describes how this isn't the first ghostly encounter in her home. Apparently, things just got a little more musical this time. The clip shows her scrolling through her Alexa's history, where she finds multiple voice commands triggered in the middle of the night. All at midnight. Spooky, right? She then plays back the recording, and things get seriously creepy. We hear a voice. Sounds like a little girl whispering something Alexa interprets as its wake word.
Alexa, please open that.
Then, in this ghostly command, Alexa is instructed to play a song. Needless to say, Mom woke up with fright and shut the whole thing down. The chills, they come crawling in when you realize this recording is legit. It's saved right there in Alexa's activity history. The uploader says there are definitely no little girls in the house, so who in the world activated Alexa and requested a midnight jam session? A ghostly music enthusiast, perhaps. You be the judge.
Alexa, stop.
Nikola Tesla was an invention machine, but the Tesla coil holds a special place in my heart. And seeing how people are pushing it to new limits, even breaking a Guinness World Record, is simply mind-blowing.
Let's see if it'll remain an insulator or if it'll start conducting. It's got a little bit of Corona and St. Elmo's on it.
Isn't that incredible? This video takes us straight to the Tesla Science Center at Wardenclyffe, New York, showcasing the world's biggest Tesla coil in action. Tesla coils generate voltages so high they can literally jump through the air, messing with nearby electrons. You can actually see the electricity crackle in the air. The video features this monstrous Tesla coil. As it fires up, a nearby log starts to glow with electricity. And then the iconic electric arc forms in the air. It's blindingly bright. You can even hear the crackling zaps, which are a little terrifying, but undeniably cool. The arc gets bigger and bigger, eventually leaping towards a wooden pole and setting it ablaze. The crowd witnessing this spectacle is a mix of fascinated and scared, but they can't help but applaud the raw power on display. It's a bit scary, I won't lie, but there's no denying this is some seriously fascinating technology. Conspiracy theorists love talking about glitches in the Matrix, unexplainable events that defy logic. Well, this video from Oman might just give them some serious ammunition. Believe it or not, this isn't a scene from a science fiction movie. This video, supposedly captured in Salalah, Oman, shows a truly bizarre sight: a flying palm tree. In the video, we see a full-on palm tree suspended in mid-air right in the middle of the road. The trunk is detached from the ground, just hovering there like it's defying gravity. No strings, no wires, no visible means of support. It's like something out of a fantasy novel. Now, before you start hoarding canned goods and prepping for a palm tree apocalypse, let's pump the brakes a sec. I did some digging online, and according to one blog post, there might be a more logical explanation. Apparently, a crane could be lifting the tree with a rope that's simply out of the camera's frame. That would certainly make a lot more sense than a rogue palm tree with aspirations of becoming a high-rise resident, right? Photobombers are annoying, especially when they're your best friend who thinks it's hilarious to ruin your perfectly posed selfie. But what if the photobomber wasn't your friend? And wasn't even alive? Yeah, that's a whole new level of unsettling.
The noise is kind of, I don't know, it's like in the centre, here. Come on, if you hit it, what's that? What's that? There. I can see it now. Go for it.
This video comes from a family on a vacation stay at a farmhouse. They were packing up to leave. Everything was shut down, and they decided to capture one last family photo as a happy memory. But as they snapped the pic, it seemed something else decided to join the party uninvited. They started filming a video of the hallway, and at the very end, there's a small doggy door. As they record, out of nowhere, a smoky figure that looks vaguely human appears in the doorway, then just vanishes like smoke on the wind. Needless to say, the cameraman and his family freaked out. Now, most people in that situation would probably hightail it out of there, but the cameraman actually decided to run towards the doggy door. Maybe not the brightest move in the paranormal investigator handbook. The video cuts out before we see what happens next. Let's just say I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. Slowing down the video, you can definitely see a faint humanoid figure materialize out of thin air. Creepy photobomb for sure. But running towards it, yeah, that's a big nope from me. Do you think an umbrella is enough for a trip outside when it's about to rain? Watch this video and decide for yourself. A coffee shop owner caught this footage of two parked cars taking a beating right outside his window. It's raining alright, but not with the kind of stuff you expect. Forget raindrops or even hail. We're talking massive leaves, garden debris, even what looks like rocks pummeling these cars. It's like a scene straight out of a biblical apocalypse. The entire vehicles get pelted with this bizarre, destructive downpour. Now, don't panic about meteors just yet. This was actually a hailstorm, so severe. It ripped leaves and branches off the trees like they were nothing. There might even be some broken roof tiles mixed in with this icy fury. You can actually see the rear window of the black car getting shattered in the first few seconds of the clip. Even if it's just hail, this video makes you seriously reconsider venturing out in rainy weather. This next mind-bender of a video I found on Reddit shows ice breaking on a frozen lake, but not in the way you'd expect. Crazy, right? This video shows a frozen lake with something causing major mayhem under the ice, creating a mini ice volcano. You can actually see what looks like a giant claw ripping through the ice as it moves beneath the surface. Those monstrous appendages just break right through like it's nothing, leaving a trail of broken ice that piles up like a volcano. Some viewers were freaking out. What kind of monster could be doing this with its claws? Or maybe those are some seriously impressive antlers. After digging around in the comments, I found a much more logical explanation. Apparently, It's a cluster of small willow or poplar stems pushing up through cracks in the rocks. At the bottom of the lake, there's only a few inches of water under that thin ice, and somehow these little guys manage to cause a major ice eruption. So even though it's not a monster movie come to life, this ice volcano is still pretty darn amazing. Classical music fans, you know the accordion sound. But have you ever heard a ghost play one? Let me tell you, it's not exactly a joyful experience. Seriously, who's playing that? This video comes from a homeowner who was startled by the sound of a harmonium coming from his grandfather's room. The kicker, is Grandpa had passed away a long time ago, and there was no one else in the house. The homeowner grabbed his camera and headed to his grandpa's room, where he captured this unsettling scene. The grandfather's harmonium was playing by itself, the bellows slowly expanding and contracting, producing an eerie melody. Needless to say, the homeowner was freaked out and confused. There was no logical explanation. It was playing on its own. This whole situation is seriously creepy, especially considering the homeowner mentioned his grandpa loved playing the harmonium. Maybe it's his grandpa's spirit back for a late-night practice session? There's something unsettling about dark corners, those places where light can't penetrate. They brim with the unknown, and this video perfectly captures that feeling of unease. Have you spotted it? This footage comes from a restaurant's security camera, and it's captured something truly chilling. In the clip, a waitress is busy tending to tables when a shadowy figure emerges near a doorway. The grainy security camera video shows this small, shadowy figure that appears to be a little girl in a dress. She walks directly behind the waitress, who completely misses her. The girl lingers for just a few seconds before vanishing, and then the video cuts out. The assistant manager, a self-proclaimed skeptic, admits that even she finds this footage unsettling. It's hard to say whether this will attract more customers or scare them away. One thing's for sure, it's undeniably eerie. For our very first video, let's head to Mexico, where things are about to get weird. A security camera on a country road has captured a very peculiar sighting. And let me assure you, this footage seems genuine and untouched. The camera catches a tiny creature scurrying across the road. And here's the kicker. It's walking on two legs. Now, that's unusual. Most small creatures we know of tend to go on all fours. So, I ask you, what do you think this is? The popular guess, a goblin. Yep, not the Spider-Man kind, but the creepy ones from European folklore. Goblins are known to be small, monstrous, and grotesque. Is that why they stay hidden, only to pop up in rare sightings like this? What's even more unsettling is that goblins are often linked to all sorts of mischief and malevolence. Could these creatures really exist, lurking in the shadows for centuries? And if they do, what kind of abilities might they possess? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? One thing's for sure, the next time you're on a lonely road, you might want to keep an eye out for these mysterious beings. What do you think is the most dangerous job on the planet? Roofers, miners, logging workers. Sure, those are risky. But what if I told you the real terror lies in a job you'd never suspect? That's right. Being a janitor in an art museum might just be the scariest gig out there. Don't believe me? Watch this.
Okay, you can do this. Just ignore the statues. They're not demons. It's fine. You got this. You got this. Oh, God. Oh, God.
As the museum closes and the janitor is left alone, tasked with cleaning up, it seems straightforward enough. But look closer. The dimly lit halls, the eerie sculptures, and those lifeless statues create an atmosphere that shifts from mundane to downright creepy. Every creak and shadow becomes a potential nightmare. The thought of those statues coming to life isn't just a fleeting fear. It's a constant chilling dread. Imagine being alone with these silent, staring figures night after night. No matter how tough you are, the mind has its own demons to conjure up. Can you handle the anxiety? How much would you demand to take on this job? And more importantly, is it worth it? Personally, I'd be out the door faster than you can say haunted museum. So, would you take up the challenge? Or would the fear of the unknown be too much to bear? What do you think it looked like when the meteors that killed the dinosaurs hit the ground? Or the seconds after the atom bombs exploded in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Well, we don't need computer simulations to visualize that. This real-life clip comes chillingly close. Watch this. Isn't that both spectacular and downright heart-stopping? This is an extremely close dashcam video of the Tianjin port explosion from 2015. There were two explosions approximately 30 seconds apart. The first explosion resulted from an overheated container of dry nitrocellulose, and the second was due to the detonation of about 800 tons of ammonium nitrate. Just look at how, within seconds, the night transforms into an eerie daylight. As the initial explosion subsides and the natural elements begin to return to normal, the second explosion occurs. It's even bigger than the first. The aftershock wave rips through the scene, the brightness off the charts. You can see how far the fireball debris is flung. Imagine being near there. Your eardrums would take a serious beating. Next on our watch list is a video with little direct evidence, a lot of circumstantial clues, and the eyewitness account of a brother and sister. They claim this video is from 2006, captured in the enchanted forest of Tofino. According to them, they saw a 7-foot-tall humanoid figure about 50 meters away. The sister immediately took out her camera and captured this.
Quick, stay back!
At first glance, it doesn't seem like much. We catch a glimpse of what appears to be a black creature. It could just be a bear. But the siblings insist it was humanoid and not a bear. They waited for 15 minutes before going to the spot where they saw the creature. There, they found some indentation in the ground, which the brother claims could be a footprint. The curious aspect of all this is why the creature ran away the moment she took out the camera and started recording. It's very unlike a bear to do that. This is what has me puzzled. Could this really be a 7-foot humanoid figure in the middle of nowhere? Dare I say it? Was that genuine footage of a Bigfoot? Ponder on that. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. This next clip is one of the spookiest videos I have ever seen. It features a cave discovered between China and Mongolia. The strange thing, the entrance is artificially blocked. Even spookier are the strange noises and roars heard from inside. Play the clip of a cave with an artificially blocked entrance was discovered between China and Mongolia. Strange noises and roars are heard coming from inside. It's bizarre. How can you hear such noises from a cave with a blocked entrance? But this got me thinking about a topic that has troubled curious minds and history buffs for centuries. The burial place of Genghis Khan. Since the 13th century, people have searched for his final resting place, but have yet to find it. I know it sounds far-fetched, but could this be it? A hidden cave between China and Mongolia, its entrance blocked, and strange sounds emitting from within. Something to ponder. I've seen countless clips of scary and creepy phenomena. Finding unexplainable occurrences in abandoned buildings is spooky, but expected. You know something is bound to go wrong.
Jesus Christ. Everything's going all... Look, there's a poltergeist or some shit in here. Oh! That! Oh! No, this. Holy shit!
Something has gone terribly wrong with the electronics in this office. Lights flicker erratically, alarms blare, and computers and other devices glow unnaturally. That green glowing device looks like one of the bots from Transformers, ready to come to life. Everything is going haywire. The whole scene feels like a movie where machines are about to take over. As much as our guy is panicking, he doesn't seem scared. He thinks it's just an electrical issue. But then, this happens. Did you see that? The door slammed shut with a vengeance. There's no wind, and it felt like some invisible force did it to make a point. The scare factor just shot through the roof with that door slam. Our man bolts out of there. I would too, if I were in his shoes. Does anyone know what and where this was? Please share in the comments. I'd really like to know what happened there. Imagine being stuck there.
Here it comes. Are you alright, Dave? I'm fine.
A group of mountaineering friends is descending a mountain when it starts raining. The rain picks up, and soon one thing leads to another, resulting in a flash flood. Where there was once just a mountain, there is now a waterfall. Our group of mountaineers is stuck. Their only way to survive: hide behind a massive boulder. Witness their ordeal as they pray to be protected. My advice: don't put yourself in a position where prayer is your only option. Just look at the massive amount of water falling. Imagine being there. Hypothermia, drowning, being crushed by a boulder, starvation. There are so many ways this could end badly for them. But they live to tell their tale. Look at that spot. That's where they were. These men are extremely lucky. But here's a lesson. Don't tempt fate. Luck can run out. There's something about old dolls. They just ooze creepy vibes. Maybe it's the vacant eyes or the lifeless smiles, but I avoid them like the plague. However, if you're a doll enthusiast, this next video might have you rethinking your entire collection. Talk about unsettling. This video comes from a homeowner who caught something bizarre happening in his house and, thankfully, uploaded it to TikTok for all of us to see. The homeowner zooms in on a creepy old doll displayed in a frame. He tells the viewers to see if they notice anything strange, and wouldn't you know it, just a few seconds later, the doll's head moves. It tilts and stares right at the camera with a look that could curdle milk. The homeowner seems a little freaked out, but his reaction makes me think this might not be the first time this has happened. Maybe he filmed it this time to have some proof for the rest of us skeptics. Dolls, man. They're the perfect hiding place for restless spirits, if you ask me. Here's hoping this homeowner took some sage and banished that creepy doll to the deepest corner of his attic, or better yet, got rid of it completely. I've always known goats are incredible climbers. Heck, even mountain climbers could probably learn a thing or two from them. But scaling a sheer palm tree, now that's next level impressive. See what I mean? This video was recorded by a tourist who spotted something white way up in a palm tree. Let's just say his zoom function got a serious workout. There, defying gravity itself, is a goat casually climbing straight up the trunk. It's mind-blowing, right? We all know goats are masters of the mountainside, but this one is taking things to a whole new level. How do they even do it? Well, mountain goats have these amazing cloven hooves with 2 toes that spread wide for ultimate balance. Plus, the rough pads on the bottom of each toe act like natural climbing shoes. So basically, this goat is just out there flaunting its built-in climbing gear, making professional climbers look downright ordinary. Natural disasters are the ultimate reminder that we're not in control of everything. This video from Anchorage Airport in Alaska is a chilling example of that.
Earthquake! Earthquake! Woo! No!
This footage puts you right in the thick of it at the Anchorage terminal. From the very beginning, you can feel the terror as the entire building starts to tremble. The lights flicker and die, plunging the place into darkness. Panic sets in as people scramble for safety. The camera guy yelling to warn others about the earthquake. The lights eventually come back on, but the shaking continues relentlessly until the earth finally calms. The video ends with the haunting wail of ambulance sirens echoing throughout the airport. It's a stark reminder of the raw power of nature and the feeling of helplessness in its face. Seriously, what can you do in a situation like that except wait for it to stop and hope for the best? Just chills. A demolition worker was clearing out the old hospital when he heard strange noises coming from a room. Curiosity getting the better of him, he started recording what he found inside. Let's just say what he captured sent shivers down his spine. This isn't a scene straight out of a horror movie trailer. It's real footage from Indonesia. The video shows a wheelchair in a hospital room, inexplicably moving on its own. A pillow rests on the seat, and the chair glides eerily across the floor. Needless to say, our intrepid worker was petrified. He can be heard reciting religious chants in the video, desperate to ward off whatever unseen force is causing the wheelchair's movement. This is seriously unsettling stuff. Abandoned hospitals are prime locations for rumors of ghosts and spirits, and this demolition worker definitely had an encounter he won't soon forget. Talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Forget mobile homes. Have you ever heard of mobile buildings? If not, then this next clip will blow your mind. Believe it or not, this is a real video. It was captured by a local in China and showcases something truly fascinating. In the clip, you can see a bridge towering over 2 ships that are in the process of transporting, wait for it, an entire 6-story building. Yep, you saw that right. These 2 ships are literally carrying a whole building somewhere. They're attached to the sides, pushing it forward, but the most incredible part is how this massive structure is floating on the water. Zooming in, you can even see small waves forming underneath, hitting at some kind of motor, assisting its movement. Whoever's behind this audacious building relocation must be incredibly wealthy. But seriously, can you imagine what would happen if the whole thing sank mid-transport? This is one tricky situation to find yourself in.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Jesus Christ Almighty! Snakes! Jesus Christ!
Our mate from down under has found himself in a bizarre predicament. While untangling a wire, a tiger snake has slithered up his leg and into his pants. He's stopped it by clamping it with a pair of clips. My soul would have left my body the moment I felt something crawling up my leg, but these Aussies are cut from a different cloth. He starts a countdown, and at the count of 3, he pulls it out and throws it away in an instant. We can't let you hear his colorful language of relief at making it without a scratch, but let's just say the man has a filthy mouth and is quite creative with his curses. Would you have remained so calm in such a situation? How many of you remember the Child's Play and Chucky movie series? The doll that came to life and haunted people. Well, here's a doll that hasn't come to life, but it will definitely haunt you. This person claims they found this doll in an abandoned house. First of all, why would you even bring it home? At first glance, you might think this doll is creepy because it has no eyes, but that's not all. Watch this. The head rotates and there's a face on the other side too with eyes, but it looks sad. And wait, there's another face, this one smiling. Don't worry, it doesn't have a 4th face. But seriously, why would anyone want a doll with 3 faces? 1 eyeless, 1 sad, and 1 smiling? Who would want such a doll? That was scary. Now let's move on to see one of nature's wonders. We've all seen cows with 2 horns and cows without horns. But have you ever seen a cow like this? This is truly a unique cow. It only has 1 horn. This is fascinating. Somehow Mother Nature has figured out a way to fuse the 2 horns coming from different directions. It's highly unlikely it was born this way, as calves usually have the beginnings of horns that grow with age. So, how on earth did this cow end up with just 1 horn? I must admit, it looks quite striking compared to regular cows. So, being different is, in fact, a good thing. Have you ever seen something so strange, your brain just can't process it? Now, add a tiny humanoid face to the mix, and you've got a recipe for pure terror. This next clip comes from a security guard working the night shift at a museum. In the video, he focuses on a small glass window, most likely just a decorative element in the wall. But wait, there's something peering back at him. A tiny baby-like head appears in the window, moving and staring directly at the camera. Naturally freaked out, the guard rushes to the other side of the wall to investigate, but there's nothing there. He returns to the window, heart pounding, and the face is still there, locked on him. Knowing this is no ordinary sight, the guard makes a speedy retreat, and the video cuts out. So what was that? An elaborate museum illusion gone rogue, maybe. But the fact that it seemed to move makes that theory a little shaky. One thing's for sure, after an encounter like that, this security guard might be looking for a new line of work. This next clip is sure to send shivers down your spine. It features a homeowner who recently lost his grandfather, and things have gotten a little strange in the house. The homeowner has been hearing strange noises coming from the basement door for the past 2 weeks. In the footage, we see him cautiously approach the door, and it's violently shaking. It looks like something, or someone, is trying desperately to break free from the other side. Now the homeowner assures us he's completely alone, and this has been happening for almost 2 weeks straight. He steels his nerves, grabs the handle, and throws the door open, only to find an empty basement. No ghosts, no intruders, just nothing. It's enough to make you wonder if there's a more logical explanation or if something supernatural is at play. Could the homeowner's grandfather be trying to communicate from beyond the veil by shaking the door? Death is usually considered a peaceful rest, but this video from Mexico has some people questioning that. The clip appears to show a funeral in Mexico with something unsettling happening. A casket is lowered into a grave, and it has a small window. As the camera zooms in, a finger seems to twitch inside. It almost looks like the person is waving or giving a signal. Here's the strange part. It seems no one else at the funeral notices this movement. Neither the people gathered around nor the person officiating. It's as if only the camera captured it. This raises some questions. Is it staged for the video? Or is something more going on here? It's definitely creepy to think someone might be buried alive, but there could be a simpler explanation. We'll just have to wait and see if more information comes out about this video. Mirrors are usually for checking your reflection, but some people believe they're portals to other realities. This next clip seems to play into that idea, and let me tell you, it's got me spooked. That's creepy, right? This TikTok video shows a girl filming herself, completely unaware she might not be alone. We see her face reflected in the mirror. Everything seems normal at first, but then things get weird. The girl in the reflection blinks and looks directly at her, while the real girl keeps looking at the camera. She doesn't notice the blink at first, but when her reflection makes eye contact, she freaks out and backs away. Honestly, seeing your own reflection act strangely is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. After watching this, I might just have to keep a sheet over my mirror at night. No thanks. Nature can be breathtaking, but it can also unleash incredible power that is enough to terrify you, as seen in this next clip. This video, filmed by an apartment resident in India, captures the devastating force of Cyclone Mekong. The floodwaters are relentless, sweeping away cars like toys. The water level is high, submerging vehicles and causing immense damage. From the window, the whole city seems submerged, buildings standing like islands in a sea of churning water. Cyclone Mekong struck the Andhra Pradesh state with powerful winds, reaching speeds of 9,100 kilometers per hour. with gusts up to 110 kilometers per hour, which caused this massive flooding. Even the local airport had to shut down due to the extreme weather. It's a scary sight, and it makes you wonder how the person filming must have felt, witnessing this destruction unfolding right below their window, with seemingly nowhere to go. I sincerely hope they were okay after this ordeal. We've all heard stories about dogs and cats being sensitive to the supernatural. But what about cows? This next clip from Uttar Pradesh, India, has people scratching their heads. This video, captured by a security camera, shows a scene that's equal parts bizarre and intriguing. A cow is standing calmly in the frame, seemingly fixated on something just out of view. Then, a humanoid spirit appears in front of the cow. The figure performs a strange sequence. A pat on the head, followed by a sprinkling of some kind of grainy material. After that, the spirit sits down, and the video cuts out. So, what are we looking at here? Special effects. Genuine paranormal activity. Some viewers think it's computer-generated imagery. But there's something about the way the spirit interacts with the environment, and the cow's focused attention that makes it seem believable to me. Whatever the case, it's definitely an unusual encounter. Maybe the cow was just getting a good luck blessing. Hey, who knows? Ghosts. Are they real or not? After watching hundreds of hours of footage on ghost sightings, I have to say, there's something out there we don't yet understand. What it is and its significance, that's a question no one has an answer to. But here are some videos that will get you thinking. First up, we have someone driving on a remote unlit road. For some reason, the driver stops the vehicle, and the lights go off. He turns them back on, and the dash cam captures this. Did you see that? A shadowy human figure. You can literally see through it. Why does it look like it's in some kind of costume? The moment the light goes on, it steps back into the darkness. What was it planning to do if the lights didn't come back on? Strange and scary. The driver speeds away. As he gets to the main road, he slows down to make a turn, and the shadowy figure appears again. You get a better picture now. What is happening here? It almost retracts back as soon as it comes into view. This is seriously creepy and scary. For some reason, the guy decided he wanted to investigate and stopped the car and went to look around. Don't ask me why, he just did that. And he indeed found something. It looks like a white, long robe hanging in midair. He immediately scoots away, but let's slow it down and have another look. It's too dark to definitively say that it's not staged. But still, what if it's real? The next morning, again, he goes back to the surrounding area. He wanders around and places the camera down, and it catches this. A shadowy figure. It only looks like the outline of a man, just casually walking and then vanishing. So what do you think? Are these real or staged footage? Do souls exist? Can they interact with our world, or are they limited to their own dimension or plane? These are questions that have haunted us since time immemorial, and we are yet to have any conclusive answers. Imagine waking up to this nightmare. Water halfway up your window. That's exactly what happened to a homeowner in Hamburg, Germany. This intense video comes straight from Hamburg. A homeowner captured their ground floor engulfed by water. The footage shows water raging up to the middle of the window, crashing against the glass like a wild beast. Waves are forming and hitting the window with force. But thankfully, the window seems to be holding strong. While the location isn't confirmed, it looks like a dock building, and that water level at the ground floor is seriously scary. The way the water slams against the window makes you think it could break at any moment, especially if debris gets swept up in the waves. Honestly, I wouldn't be brave enough to stay in that room with water threatening to burst through. This next clip from India showcases a rather bizarre sight of a fire-resistant goat casually warming itself by the flames. Filmed at an Indian temple, this video captures a black goat confidently resting its face in the fire. What's truly remarkable is that despite the proximity to the flames, the goat doesn't seem bothered at all. Its horns and face are right in the midst of the fire, yet there's no sign of burns or distress. It's almost as if this goat has some sort of built-in fire resistance. But the strangeness doesn't end there. In another surprising moment, a lady appears in the frame and casually handles the fire with her bare hands. She effortlessly picks up the coal used to feed the flames and walks away as if it's the most natural thing in the world. Witnessing these events, one can't help but wonder if the people at this temple possess some extraordinary abilities, or if there's a rational explanation behind this baffling scene. Imagine you're doing a routine cleaning of your bathroom tiles, but then something bizarre like this starts happening.
Una explicación científica para esto.
In this intriguing video from Indonesia, we witness a rather strange phenomenon unfold as the cleaner solution meets the tiles. As the liquid hits a specific spot, an odd wave-like motion begins to ripple through the water, almost resembling something swimming beneath the surface. The wave meanders around for a bit before eventually dissipating into the solution. It's a strange occurrence, especially in such an ordinary setting like a bathroom. One possible explanation could be that there's a fan nearby generating air currents that cause these waves. However, if there were a hole in the tile, we'd expect to see bubbles forming in the water as well, which isn't the case here. This leaves us scratching our heads. If you have any insights or explanations, please share them with us in the comments below. Ever heard of glowing sand and sea? Well, if you haven't, get ready to be shocked and amazed by this video from a beach.
Oh, check out this bioluminescent algae in the sand. Oh wow. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Oh yes.
This video showcases a breathtaking beach phenomenon that looks straight out of a fairy tale. As you watch, you'll see the mesmerizing bluish glow that illuminates the sand with each step and shimmers in the water as surfers and swimmers glide through it. The source of this captivating light show: bioluminescent algae nestled within the sand. These tiny organisms emit flashes of bluish-green light when disturbed in their watery habitat. However, a word of caution: while undeniably beautiful, these algae can be harmful if touched. Bioluminescent algae blooms can have severe effects on human health, so it's best to avoid contact with the water. Remember, even the most stunning natural displays can pose risks. Admire the glowing spectacle from a safe distance and avoid swimming in waters containing algal bloom. We often associate miracles with unexplainable events, but sometimes what seems like magic has a scientific explanation. Take this video captured by police in Andhra Pradesh, India. This video was captured by the local Andhra Pradesh police in India showcasing an extraordinary scene in the heart of the forest. In the footage, we witness a group of police officers gathered around a tree while one officer, using a tender coconut knife, scrapes at the trunk. As he removes a chunk of the tree, to everyone's amazement, water starts gushing out. The water continues to flow from the trunk as if there's a hidden spring within the tree. This phenomenon appears miraculous, but there's a fascinating explanation behind it. Such occurrences are often caused by an underground water stream running beneath the tree. Due to pressure differences, the water ascends through the trunk, and when it's opened, it flows out in a spectacular display. No matter the scientific reason behind it, the sight is undeniably mesmerizing. Being chased by a known cryptid is terrifying, but being stalked by the unknown, that's a whole new level of nightmare. Just what is that thing? In this video, travel YouTuber Traversa documents a bone-chilling encounter he never saw coming. The video opens with the guy venturing through a snowy landscape, his truck parked in the background. Everything appears peaceful. Snow stretches as far as the eye can see, with woods and bushes lining the way. After filming the surroundings for a while, he hops back into his truck, but as night falls, his vehicle sputters to a halt in the middle of nowhere. Stepping out to investigate the issue, a feeling of dread washes over him. The unsettling sensation of being watched. Grabbing his night vision camera, he scans the tree line, his gut feeling confirmed. A cryptid is stalking him. The creature is vaguely humanoid, but its textured skin and eerie visage inspire pure terror. The monstrosity locks eyes with the camera, lurking for a moment before starting to crawl closer. Then, the video cuts out. This is pure nightmare fuel. The creature looks like it crawled straight out of my deepest fears. In that situation, the best course of action for Traversa was definitely to jump back in his truck, lock the doors tight, and pray the thing moved on. Here's a strange phenomenon. The streets are flooded, possibly due to heavy rains or an overflowing river nearby. But what is that white material floating in the water? Is it ice, foam, or some kind of white sand? I'm not sure. But I do know this isn't normal. There's probably a scientific explanation, but I hope it's a good one and not a sign of some global warming doomsday scenario. It always starts with something small like this, and then blows out of proportion. Let's hope this is just a curious anomaly and nothing more. Our channel isn't always about the weird, scary, and creepy. We like to sprinkle in some positivity and beauty every now and then. Here's one such clip. Look at this stunning display of colors in the sky. Mother Nature is truly the ultimate artist. No human creation can come close to her ingenuity and creativity. I could keep looking at this forever. It brings a sense of pleasure and fills me with calm. I'm not sure what causes this natural phenomenon. It's not the usual refraction of light, since the colors aren't in the order of the spectrum. It's not a rainbow pattern. The colors are all jumbled up. If anyone knows what causes this phenomenon, enlighten us all in the comments. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. We just saw Mother Nature's beauty. Now let's witness her fury. Strong winds have taken over this neighborhood. The skies look gloomy, but it's the dance of the winds that's truly terrifying. The video doesn't show what the winds destroyed, but if I had to guess, I'd say it was some kind of structure on the roof, and it completely blew it to pieces. It's all gone in an instant. Now imagine standing on that roof. You'd be blown away too. As much as nature nurtures, she is also a destroyer. Let's just hope none of us find ourselves in the middle of such a storm. This next video is a mystery. I don't know whether to classify it as natural, supernatural, or otherworldly, because I really don't know what it is. Look at this strange light formation in the sky. What is this? It can't be a ray of light passing through the clouds because no clouds have holes like this. Also, the light is too bright and seems to come from a local, much closer source. So, sunlight through clouds is definitely ruled out. Could it be some kind of man-made aircraft? There are a few reasons why that doesn't fit. First, did you notice any sound? No. So this aircraft doesn't produce any noise. Second, it's not moving. It's hovering in place. A silent, stationary aircraft seems highly unlikely. This leaves two options. Either it's an unknown natural phenomenon, or it's an unknown flying object, or as they call them nowadays, unknown aerial phenomenon. My mind leans toward the latter. Could this be genuine proof of otherworldly visitors, no longer cautious about hiding themselves? If this is indeed an alien flying machine, we are in for some interesting times ahead. We just saw what might be proof of an unknown flying object. In this next video, we might just see evidence of another important question that has haunted humanity for ages. Are souls real?
Como si fuera un fantasma de los de toda la vida que salen en las películas. Lo que pasa que en vez de ser blanco, pues es como gris.
Watching this video, I'm inclined to say yes. You see that black shadowy form leaving the house, hovering in the air for a while, and then ascending to the sky. If you have a better explanation than a soul, let us know in the comments, because that's the only plausible answer we can think of. Look at that. If it were just smoke coming out of a chimney, it wouldn't maintain its form the entire time. It also wouldn't make a circle in the sky before heading upwards. More importantly, the speed doesn't match smoke. I wish we could confirm if someone passed away in that house at that moment. That would be strong proof that we are more than just our physical bodies, that there is a soul, and that the heavens are real. Fair warning, this next video is truly scary and might give you some sleepless nights. A man is in his car by the side of a road, stopped because he heard a weird screeching sound. He steps out to investigate. Listen to that screeching sound for yourself.
I'm gonna go check it out.
What on earth was that? That is terrifying. Now try getting that out of your mind when you go to bed. But seriously, what was it? It was a human. It definitely seemed like it was trying to say something, but I couldn't decipher what it was. That high-pitched voice creeps me out. As scary as it was, I just hope it wasn't an actual person asking for help. And more importantly, I hope that driver is safe and sound. What would you do in such a situation? Would you run for your life, or try to check if it was someone who needed help? Our next clip is another one of nature's wonders. A man is in a desert, but he's filming what looks like a river made of white clay. That's the best description I can come up with. Is this a natural phenomenon or the result of some man-made disaster? I have no idea. Whatever it is, it's really odd. For starters, it's in a desert. When was the last time you saw a flowing body of water in a desert? Second, what is it that's giving this water its color and texture? If anyone knows where this is and what it might be, please drop a comment. This is one mystery we'd love to solve. Earlier, we saw nature's fury in the form of heavy winds. Now, let's witness the devastation of a wildfire. Look at that roaring fire. It will engulf those buildings in no time. Imagine working and dreaming of building a house, only to have it swallowed whole by wildfires. How devastating. Such wildfire incidents are increasing year after year. I don't want to dive into the argument of whether global warming is real or not, but one thing is certain, humans are having a negative effect on the planet. We need to think about how we can minimize this impact. This planet belongs to us just as much as it belongs to every other species. We must be more responsible and cautious in our approach and recognize our role as the dominant species on the planet. Walking home alone at night after a long shift can be creepy enough. But what if you heard this? Yikes. This video captured by a woman walking home at night records some eerie laughter coming from the woods. You can hear the strange echoing laughter clearly in the recording. Apparently, other people walking by heard it too. And just like the woman filming, they were spooked. One person even started to walk towards the sound to investigate, but then stopped at the tree line, probably thinking better of it. The laughter is definitely unsettling. It's loud, continuous, and almost sounds angry. While the video doesn't show the source, some viewers online are suggesting it could be a wild animal like a hyena or a fox. But whatever it is, it sure sounds creepy in the dead of night. This video got me thinking, what weird noises have you heard walking home alone at night? Coyotes howling, rustling leaves that sound like footsteps? Share your spooky encounters in the comments below. Let's trade stories and maybe creep each other out a little. This next clip from Thailand has people buzzing about a strange encounter in the woods. A group of hikers were trekking through the forest when they heard some odd noises coming from the trees. As rain started pouring down, they grabbed their cameras and cautiously ventured towards the source of the sound. Let's just say what they found wasn't exactly what they bargained for. The video shows the hikers coming face to face with a rather unique-looking gorilla. This giant primate was covered in dark fur and had two intense eyes that seemed to stare right through the camera. One of the hikers, feeling brave, or maybe a little foolish, decided to try and scare off the beast with some interesting body movements. Honestly, while this encounter seems spooky, there's a good chance this gorilla wasn't quite what it seemed. It looks more like someone in a gorilla suit to me, and the whole thing feels a bit staged for views. But hey, they definitely captured our attention. Back to the unexplained. I don't know what to feel about this video. Here's a strange humanoid creature caught on camera, reportedly from Russia. Is this truly a humanoid figure flying in midair, or is it some kind of illusion? It's hard to tell. I want to believe it's an illusion, because if this is real, what other supernatural abilities might this creature have? If it can fly, can it also pass through walls? Can it move at supersonic speeds or even faster? What are its intentions? And how many more of them are out there? It's truly terrifying to even entertain the idea that this could be real. As they say, ignorance is bliss. I'd rather go to bed thinking it's an illusion than believing it's real. This next video is a fisherman's dream. Here's a massive school of fish swimming near the shore, leaping out of the water like dolphins. I've seen fish do this in rivers, but never at a beach and never in such a large group. It's an incredible and strange sight, but I'm sure there's a logical explanation for it. If anyone out there knows why these fish are behaving this way, share your knowledge with the rest of us. It's fascinating to watch and reminds us how much we still have to learn about the mysteries of the ocean. We're back to strange and scary creatures. Here's a weird one. It seems like creatures with red glowing eyes are popping up everywhere. We saw one earlier, and now here's another one, reportedly from Palestine. This soldier is sitting in a cave, pointing to something. That something is a pair of red glowing eyes. We don't see much more of this creature, but those are definitely eyes. The strange part, aside from the creature itself, is that the soldier isn't scared at all. Either he's extremely brave or he knows what that creature is. Either way, I'm scared. I'll always be on the lookout for these creatures going forward. From abandoned buildings to wild night adventures, some YouTubers think danger equals views. It might, but caution is crucial. Climb a mountain 1,000 times, but one fall can send you to the hospital or worse.
La ilaha illallah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Astaghfirullahalazim.
Meet YouTuber BM, exploring the wild at night. Suddenly, something pops up from behind a wall. The video is grainy, making it hard to see the creature's full form. But those glowing red eyes, they're clear as day and enough to send shivers down your spine. What creature has eyes like that? The creature seems content to observe, for now. But what if it decides to attack? Why isn't he turning and running? The tension is palpable. The guy stands frozen, praying, but as the saying goes, God helps those who help themselves. In the dark, with only a flashlight and a camera, the danger feels imminent. The creature's eyes pierce through the night, unblinking, eerie. Each second stretches, filled with dread. The unknown makes this encounter all the more terrifying. The video ends abruptly, leaving us wondering what happened next. One thing's for sure. When exploring the wild at night, be prepared for the unexpected. Sometimes, the thrill just isn't worth the risk. If the last two videos were scary, this one's terrifying. We have someone exploring a creepy ritual room, and it's pure nightmare fuel.
حصنت نفسي لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله.
The entrance alone is enough to give you chills. Inside, It looks like the room was built around a forest. Did you see that? As soon as he entered, the book closed by itself. It's like someone invisible was reading it and shut it the moment they saw him. Still, this brave soul ventures further in. It gets creepier by the second. There's no one in sight, yet the candles are burning. That twig is seesawing as if someone was just there. If I were the cameraman, I would have bolted ages ago. Look at the walls, strange writings, and a symbol carved into it. Why is it red? Could it be blood? What kind of terrifying ritual took place here? And then, he gets attacked. The million-dollar question, by whom? Do you need any more proof to avoid unknown and dangerous places? Here's a disclaimer. If this was staged, it's in very bad taste. People should find better ways to make money. But if it's real, well, that's a whole new level of terrifying. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. This next video takes creepy and weird to a whole new level.
Golpeábamos la pared y no se movía.
You won't believe what this man records inside a hole in the wall. Are those people inside the wall? Look at those eyes. They have a yellowish hue. What are they? And more importantly, what are they doing inside the wall? Even more puzzling. Why is the man recording so calmly? I would have had one of two reactions. Get scared and run, or smash the wall to break those people out. Just standing and recording isn't the response I would have had. It's this calmness that makes the scene even eerier. I'm seriously out of explanations here. Why are these figures in the wall? Is this some bizarre art project or something far more sinister? This video leaves us with more questions than answers, and that's what makes it truly unsettling. What you are about to see will make you wonder what's happening when you're not looking. This footage is from a backdoor camera. See that? Those cloudy formations? What are they? Look! They're even casting a shadow. These don't seem like natural phenomena. It's almost as if they're bending over to pick something up. If you observe closely, it even feels like the outline of a human. This creeps me out. I've seen enough videos to believe there's something beyond our physical bodies. Could souls be real, manifesting in different forms? Is this one of those forms? I have no answers. All I can do is speculate. Whatever this is, it's enough to send chills down anyone's spine. For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.